Have you ever heard of the 5 love languages? They say that every person has a favorite way of showing and being shown love. Words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, gift giving, and physical touch. For me, that wouldn't be enough. I would need straight up sex. Want hugs? Can we also cuddling? Could that also lead to sex? So I was wondering where that might actually come from for me. And if you know me, you've probably guessed this is going to be a therapeutic deep dive into my own psyche in the form of funny animation, which I try to find out why I am the way that I am. And on the greater scale, why do people speak different love languages and how do we deal with them? Let's first address the elephant in the room. The concept of the 5 love languages is just as scientific as the 16 personality test.
Which is not at all.
Yet, it is still a good tool in a partnership or even in a friendship to communicate what you need.
The result of my test was acts of service.
Oh.
Great, bring the trash down more often. And yours?
Sex! Obviously, sex and physical touch go together. But why does it play such a big role for me? And why do I feel like if I'm not being touched, I'm unloved?
I don't like that at all. Falling asleep so close together?
Yeah, who would want that?
And I'm fine. It's not a problem, just a challenge. It's a challenge.
One could look for answers in childhood, but you wouldn't find any. I got a lot of love and affection from my parents in all 5 love languages. But if you've been here for a while, you might know where answers could be found. Bro, I really think we should and then we could
Okay.
Cool. Yup, in the sexual friendship with my straight best friend, Chan. It lasted 3.5 of my teenage years. The era of first times, where you gather experiences, learn from them, and where those learnings determine what kind of person you are. Okay. He doesn't want a boyfriend label, doesn't want to hold my hand outside, no kisses, and just wants to pretend we're friends, but when we're alone, we always have sex. So, as long as we have sex, everything's okay. He loves me as long as we Yeah, but sadly, having sex as the only indicator that everything is fine in a relationship is not a good way to learn. He doesn't love me. He loves me.
Hey!
He doesn't love me. He loves me. Do you know the theory of 3 loves? It says that we have 3 great loves in this life.
Yeah, another pseudoscientific explanation model.
Yup, but after the whole Chan thing had broken me emotionally, I turned into an insecure head person that needs rules, order, and plans, especially when it comes to things that you have no control over in life, like feelings. So if there are explanation models that try to rationalize emotions, hand them over.
Sure.
The 3 loves theory. The first love tries to fulfill what we imagine as ideal love. We imitate what we see and wish for. But the wishful thinking eventually breaks apart when it's faced with reality. The second love is obsessive. You are obsessed with it. And in the end, it's full of lies, drama, pain, betrayal. And yet it helps us to grow, to learn what we want and what we don't want. I often feel like I did things in the wrong order. That the whole Chan thing should have been my second love, not my first. Because I wasn't ready for something so blatant and therefore took completely wrong lessons with me. Like, he loves me as long as we Yeah! After that, I knew what I wanted. But instead of moving on to love 3, I got caught up with the first love. The wishful thinking of ideal love, which is shattered by reality. The third love comes unexpectedly and tears down every wall. It comes when your innermost self heals, and it feels like finding a missing piece of the puzzle. It gets by without playing games, and gives you a feeling of coming home. You inspire each other to find the best versions of yourselves, and you manage to be more honest with yourself than ever before. I think because of what went down with Chan back then, I immediately think of us breaking up at the slightest rejection. Because it instantly triggers, okay, this is the beginning of the end.
Nonsense. Come here.
Or it's because I've known I fancied men since I was 9, but people always said it was disgusting, which turned physical closeness to men into such a craving that I had forbidden myself for a long time, and now I simply can't get enough. Who really knows for sure? The bottom line is that we can only speculate as to why we speak different love languages, but I can only recommend everyone to talk about it.
Mine is words of dislike.
Okay, knowing the love language is good. It helps us approach each other and understand why things that don't seem so important to you can be enormously meaningful to your partner. And also, if you're not in a relationship, even with friends, it's super cool to know how to show them appreciation. Example, Auntie, I hate you.
Hate you too.
And it's generally comforting to know that the way I see things isn't necessarily how everyone else sees them, which is totally fine.
How are you doing? Which love language do you speak?
And if you like the content, feel free to support us on Patreon. Check out the book my boyfriend and I wrote, and
Don't forget our partner Cheeks. Make sure to click the link to support and
we'll see you around.
Chew-wah!